Come on, get the reps. Set. Back off the ball so you can see it a little bit more and play it. Good, good, good. Good. Stay down. Good. Next up. Set.
Gotta get his helmet. Can't push him down or be in your ankles. Push him away. Gotta bend your knees. Push him away.
Go. Good. That's it right there. Set. Well, I knew I wanted to be a coach when my high school coach, Tom Bratton, he was very energetic. Had him start of my sophomore year. We just lost the state title. Our longtime head coach, Al Rinaldi, retired, and a new energetic coach came in named Tom Bratton, and he made it fun for us. It was great how he got people to work together in a very diverse area that we went to school, and Tom Bratton's still coaching today at Illinois as the offensive line coach. That's when I knew I wanted to coach, because he coached us so well in high school.
Before starting his own path to a career on the sidelines, Ron Burton was a disruptive defensive force as a Tar Heel at North Carolina and eventually the NFL.
Well, I grew up in Richmond, Virginia, down by the airport, the International Bird Airport. Went on a football scholarship to the University of North Carolina. Played outside linebacker and defensive end there for a guy named Dick Crum. We played in a lot of bowl games, and we probably could have won a lot more games, but it was the experience on campus. I met my wife there now 27 years, and so it's a big foundation for me, and I'm glad I picked North Carolina and graduated. I had a chance to go to the National Football League as a free agent. Played 4 years for Tom Landry, played for Jimmy Johnson, and played for Art Shell. So, and a guy named Gene Stallings also. So those guys were guys that really gave me my background, my foundation, that really proved the energy necessary and the examples that I could be in the coaching profession. As I transitioned, I finished my last year with the LA Raiders, got hurt, was approached by a guy named Mac Brown to become a graduate assistant at the University of North Carolina, and GA for a guy named Carl Torbush, who was the defensive coordinator there. And that's how it started, and started grad school there, and started my family.
Burton began to work his way through the coaching ranks, but he truly started to hone his craft as a defensive line coach at the Air Force Academy.
As I continued on, took a job with a guy named Brian Kelly at Grand Valley State, and we won their first two D2 national title as the defensive line coach. So that was my start with defensive line. And Fisher DeBerry called me right after the season and asked me if I would like to come out and be the defensive line coach at the Air Force Academy. So we ventured out there. Well, Air Force and what it's all about, the military approach, the integrity first, the integrity piece, the type of kids that you were going out and recruiting and knowing what they wanted to do, the honor system, the character that they were built upon, and that piece was strong for me, and it was a good selling point, and I really enjoyed going into homes and for people who are putting themselves in harm's way and supporting and defending our country. Really loved it in 2003, and we stayed out there through 2012. But a great opportunity came up here with Coach D'Antonio, and we took a leap of faith and came out here to be the D-line coach for Michigan State, and we've enjoyed every minute of it. Yes, sir. Let's win today. Stop curling your hand out. Keep the elbow in tight. Good. Here we go. Next up. Craig, don't pop out of it. Stay down there. There you go. Now lock it out. Get inside his armpit. Good, good, good. Here we go. Next up. Here we go. Set. Get knocked back. Well, number one, you coach like you're trying to win every day, and always trying to win today, and letting the kids feel the energy necessary to play hard and play fast when they hit the field. So we want to create a system of playing hard and fast on a daily basis so the game is easy. And I want them to feel it through how I coach, how I verbalize it. And I always feel like I want to play all the time. So that's one of the things that gets me and gets me riled up to really be aggressive. I'm an aggressive coach, and I want our kids to play fast and hard, and hopefully that shows.
Burton's desire for a destructive defensive line has shown. Now, in his third year at MSU, Burton's players have made wreaking havoc in the trenches a weekly occurrence.
The matchup up front definitely favors Michigan State's defensive line.
Vernon Adams needs 18. He's going to get nothing in like it. Michigan State's defense rising up. Shalik Calhoun was the guy. Vernon sending Marshall in motion. The give is to Freeman. Freeman pushing to the goal line. Michigan State thinks they stopped him, and they did.
And let's give Malik McDowell a lot of credit.
Man, he put Matt Haggerty on roller skates.
When they're cranking, it is really tough for any opposing offensive line.
Why? Number one, because they play with energy, they play with effort. That's what we're all about here, giving great effort regardless of your assignment, being able to be motivated and have a motor at all times. These kids understand what you're trying to teach them, and what it means is what we're all about. We're going to fly to the ball, we're going to show that effort, we're going to be persistent, and we're going to know we're going to be from start to finish. And that's what we try to do, and that's what we try to ingrain in our guys, and continue to improve our technique. Boom, boom, plant, set him up. Cross back across his face. Everybody's going to plant. Start left, counter back to your right. Here we go. Ah, down there. Yes, sir. Just flatten out. Just flatten out up the field. You don't have to hurt yourself. Counter. Good. Come on, Slowpoke.
You know, he just challenged you. He challenged you as a player. You know, he wants the best from you. He want to see if you can make plays. You know, he want to put you in tight situations and see where you end up. You know, he's always looking he's always looking to get the best out of you.
He's a good dude. You know where it's coming from. It's coming from a good place, and he's just trying to get you better as a player and as a person, just as a man. So you got to respect it.
Buzz just come in each and every day, day in, day out, and just excelling to the best of our ability. And Coach Burton knows the potential he has in this room. So at practice, he just wants to see that, and on the games, he wants to see that as well. So, and we just take that onto the field. You know, just about us taking it onto the field is just always positive because you know you got your brother back regardless. When you go into war, you're gonna have your brothers back. So that's the attitude we have when we step on that gridiron.
This front four for Michigan State might be as talented as anybody in the nation.
The D-line here, you know, it's all about attacking. It's all about getting off the ball and making plays, you know, and doing your job. You know, a lot of guys in this defense, this system, we trust each other we trust everyone to do their job. You know, I think it starts up front.
Well, how I try to do it, you can say it's cliche, but we just try to win today. We're always work in progress. If you look beyond what you've already, you know, what you've done, you're looking too far. If you're looking ahead at what you haven't done, it gets muttered, it gets cloudy, and what I try to do is win today, and that's what we're all about. It's a daily thing, and we're going to continue to be a work in progress, and all the other stuff will happen after the season's over. Right now, we're just trying to win today.
So at Michigan State, we're very fortunate that we have a very robust study abroad program for all students. 10+ years ago, when we decided to create some specialized programming, we went to study abroad, and they had some people in place to help design a program that was very specific for people who wanted to get a sporting experience. And because of Michigan State's vast connectivity throughout the world, we were able to create a program quite easily that allowed athletes to really access their sport at a variety of different levels, particularly at the Olympic level in Sydney. Allows them to train with former Olympians, Olympic coaches, all from the country of Australia, and allows them to see just a different perspective on how things run. And the beauty about our program is that it's unique, that we can't find another one like it that takes really the athletic component of what a student would like to do and couple that with a learning experience, not only in the classroom, but in the field of, say, sports medicine or sports science, and allow athletes to access at a very high level in a country that is very sports crazy.
Early in the summer, Jim Pignataro had mentioned to me, amongst a few other guys, the opportunity to possibly study abroad in Australia. The ball didn't really start to get rolling until around late May, early June. And then all of a sudden it was like, okay, we need your information, here's when the flights are happening, and then all of a sudden, before you knew it, we were kind of off to Sydney.
With any study abroad program, academics is really the focal point of the trip. It's supposed to be an educational experience that makes you better as a person and increase your knowledge in that particular discipline. In this program, it was really no different. And it was designed to make sure that they could integrate into the culture, learn about the culture, and get academic credit for that. And so they really looked at the culture of Australians, they looked at the history of Australia, and I believe they learned more about Australia in 2 weeks than they would have if they were reading on the internet and really not taking part in being immersed in the culture.
Study abroad trips offer students a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to become immersed in another culture. But for these student athletes, the first 4 MSU football players ever to take advantage of the program, there were some obstacles to overcome.
Yeah, so I've known Coach D'Antonio since he was here as an assistant, so we have an excellent relationship. And over the years, we've talked about different experiences we can give the guys. We knew we wanted to have some kind of study abroad experience. The question was when. When was the best time that they could be away from the team? As many people know, the off-season is just as important as in-season, if not more, particularly in the sport of football. And we wanted to make sure that we weren't losing any ground there.
It was huge for Coach D to be able to let us go. You know, for him to say, hey, you're able to go do this, it was huge because Coach D is very nose to the grindstone. Doesn't like a whole lot of change when it comes to missing some football or something. And for him to be able to say that and trust in us to make good choices and set a good example for Michigan State and Michigan State football was huge for us.
Yeah, I think it just shows so much to what Coach D says. I mean, he's huge on just making life experiences in itself, and that was one thing that he allowed for us to be able to do, is just make a life experience. Not many people can say they've been in Sydney, Australia, and let alone done a study abroad there. So, and then just the academic side of things, yeah, it's so cool to be able to say, or even to tell a recruit, yeah, if you come here, you can go study abroad. And so it's just an amazing opportunity, and just so cool to know that Coach D really practices what he preaches. And you know that pretty much every college football program probably preaches those things, but how many of them actually follow through in practice and would allow a kid to take 3 weeks out of their summer to go study abroad and have a life experience and an academic experience that they wouldn't be able to have anywhere else, really.
Yeah, what we found nationally is that student athletes were actually an underrepresented group in the study abroad world. This was a group nationally that doesn't have the time to take advantage of such experiences. And I think when we think about recruiting and be able to sit across the table from a family or walk them through some video or some pictures of athletes truly studying abroad sends a message that we're committed to the holistic development of our student athletes. This isn't just a one area where you're going to really excel in your sport. You're going to not only receive a degree, but you're going to have life-changing experiences that go abroad. And over the 11 years, we've had over 100 student athletes from various sports travel. Now, we can speak to that and say that we have that as a philosophy, but to be able to show that in reality and have these experiences to share with families, to say, if you come to Michigan State, this is going to be something that is very easily for you to access, I think is a game changer.
Once they touched ground in Australia, the Sydney-bound Spartans had just 15 days to see the sights and absorb as much of the Aussie culture as they could.
Our location was perfect. We were right in downtown Sydney, right next to Central Station, and then from there we could kind of get to anywhere. I mean, all the different suburbs of Sydney, which is a beautiful city. I mean, in the first few days we kind of got a whole city tour, walking down the park in the middle of the city, and there's birds flying all around us. There's beautiful colored birds landing on your shoulders. You're feeding them and things like that.
So a typical day, we had we'd start class at 9 o'clock, and we were about 3 blocks away from Sydney University. And so we'd start class at 9, it would end at 12. And then we actually would work out right after that. The 4 of us would work out at Sydney University at their rugby facility. And then after that, we pretty much, we'd have the day to ourselves to explore the city, but we'd also had like different field trips with the remaining kids from MSU there.
And then very soon thereafter, we went to the zoo, got to feed kangaroos. We got to feed kangaroos out of ice cream cones. It's one of those memories you'll never forget. Seeing the koala bears, even got to see some alligators, different things that you just like. It's crazy to think that these people or these animals are in different continents.
Otherwise, we went to the Blue Mountains. That was really cool. The best example for me to say what it was is it's like the Grand Canyon with rainforest in it. So that was really cool to see, just all the beauty of just a place that's untouched.
There's so many different things that we did that were just like, wow, like we're in Australia. Like this is, like you picture of like, okay, what would a trip to Australia be like? And we got to experience all those things and get to see the beauty of the country.
I think it's just the opportunity to, maybe get away from football a little bit. I think so much of the time we're so entrenched in what we're doing, and your mind starts to scramble and things, and be able to go and, have this opportunity not only to get away, but to learn about a different place and meet different people that involved with your degree and different things it was huge. It was just to get away and just to refresh your mind.
It was a really good trip for that. I got a lot closer with these guys. I mean, obviously we get really close with football, with being with each other every single day, but this was a whole different level. We were living with each other, traveling a lot with each other, And so that definitely helped. I got a lot closer with these group of guys, and it also gave us an opportunity to meet a whole bunch of, or a big group of MSU students that I've never met before.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, those are some of my closest friends on the team as it is, and it was just a great trip to be able to go with them, grow closer with them, just experience the things that we got to experience. I mean, for the rest of my life, I'm going to be able to, I'll remember all those memories I made with Jack or with Paul or with Tyler. I'm just working out in the little facility that we were able to work out in there at Sydney Uni, and just all the different things that we did. I mean, it was just a really cool, not only just a fun experience for myself, but just to be able to experience it with those guys, I think is just that much more special, and it just grows and makes our relationship that much stronger.
Good afternoon, everybody. And despite the fact that Oregon was last week and this is an early start, there's still a buzz in this stadium this afternoon. The Spartans now 4th ranked in the country, entertaining the Air Force Academy. We're certainly convinced the Spartans will have no letdown this week, and we also know they better not, because the Air Force Academy will play hard for 60 minutes. Excellent field position for the Spartans at their 41-yard line. Jack Allen out and over the football. The snap to Connor. Left sideline throw for Aaron Burbridge. Whoa. Circus catch. Shotgun snap to Connor. Little pressure from the edge. Throws, goal line. Great grab. Touchdown, MSU. The catch is made by Josiah Price. Michigan State strikes pay dirt on the Spartans' first possession. Air Force will go back to work. Double wing, 2 wideouts. Straight ahead handoff. Johnson fumbles the ball. Scooped up by R.J. Williamson. R.J. running to his left. Here come the Spartans down the field. And he's into the end zone. He had a convoy. And the Spartans lead the Air Force 14-0.
Michigan State gotta get a good drive going here, getting some rhythm offensively.
Here's the snap from Jack Allen. Pump fake by Connor. Throws it left sideline, left pylon. Aaron Burbridge, touchdown, MSU. Michigan State 21, the Air Force 7. 74,000 and change here at Spartan Stadium. Hoping the Spartans can hold him here, maybe get one more crack at the end zone before halftime. Scott to the right of Connor Cook, Josiah Price to his left. Connor being pressured, finally throws over the middle. Caught at midfield by R.J. Shelton. That's a 14-yard pickup on a first down. Connor Cook to throw. Lofts it over the middle. Caught by Aaron Burbridge. He's inside the 5. He's into the end zone. Touchdown, MSU. Another Spartan score for Aaron Burbridge. This from 32 yards out. Our halftime score, the Spartans 28, the Air Force Academy 7, and the Spartans will put it in play at their 25-yard line to start the second half. Connor Cook with Madre to his right, takes a shotgun snap, rolls to his right, throws on the run. It's caught by R.J. Shelton. 11-15 to play in the third, 28-7 MSU. Connor Cook under center, play fakes, steps to his right, throws back left, caught in the end zone. Over the shoulder grab, Aaron Burbridge, touchdown MSU. Another TD for AB Aaron Burbridge. First and 10 for the Air Force at the Spartan 46. Play fake by Roberts, now toss sweep left to Owens, dropped the toss. It's picked up by Andrew Dowell, and he nearly had a clear field to the end zone. Michigan State after 3 over the Falcons, 35-14 here in East Lansing. Owens and Garrett Brown on the wings. End around reverse, and Robinette is tripped up behind the line of scrimmage. Chris Fry makes the defensive play. Great Spartan surge, a 5-yard loss. They hold him. Another goal line stand for the green and white. The Spartans 35, the Air Force 14.
Michigan State's got to do something to get these guys stopped. 3rd and goal
for Air Force at the MSU 10. One setback, it's a fullback Davern. Play fake by Roberts. Rolls right, throws back left. It is picked off. R.J. Williamson with another forced turnover. Out he comes to the 18-yard line, took it away from the tight end, Ryan Reffett. He just out-wrestled him for the football. And the Spartans will take a knee here. So they'll get out of here with their health and with a hard-earned win. These are the gentlemen who'll defend our nation. The Spartans beat him in a tough contest. Spartans 35, the Air Force Academy 21.
Well, it's a very, very difficult game to adjust to and play. You can simulate things, but then when you hit it full speed, it's different on the defensive side of the ball. Big plays on offense and no turnovers. Huge plays by Aaron Burbage and Cook. No turnovers, but we got to run the ball more effectively. But we had no turnovers and very few penalties, I felt, relative to the game. Defense side of the ball, it's just a game of adjustment. Sometimes they're always going to get one more than we get, and disappointing on the last touchdown that the guy was open that wide. But we got to look at the film to see what exactly happened, because there's a variety of people that could have handled that one. And so it's a win, big win, and against an academy, and we get ready for the next one. So the chip's going to continue to get bigger.